Hi, I'm Moone from Moone Drama, and this is Moone Interviews. My guest today is Illya Sumanto, who is from Malaysia, and she is a drama teacher. Hello, Illya. Apa kabar?
Kabar baik, Moon. Hey, apa kabar to you?
Baik, Alhamdulillah. You're a drama teacher, an international drama teacher, as well as an actress and a poet. So tell us a bit about how you've got into this line of work. What do you like about it?
Well, I got my students asking me, teacher, why are you not a movie star? But to be honest, I prefer acting in my class. So I would consider myself more of an educator than an actress. And sometimes I perform spoken word. But yeah, I also love teaching spoken word to children and teenagers, even adults actually, so that I can push them to become rock stars of their own.
But you have performed on stage. I've seen you perform performance poetry on stage, and it's very entertaining. What makes you prefer the theatre space of a classroom? Is it because your audience is united, they know each other? Or is it because you feel like you're delivering something of value that they are going to engage in? Like, how does that work? Because I think I know where you're coming from. I love both. I love both. I love teaching and I love being on stage. And sometimes the teaching is more rewarding. But why? Why is that?
That's an interesting question. I may have to take some time to think about this a little bit. Yeah, why? Well, I love improvising, and I think I started to learn how to improvise in front of students, like younger people. And I think there has got to be some sort of a bond first that makes you feel more comfortable to get out of your comfort zone, to just like be crazy and be yourself before you bring it to a space where you yourself feel like a child, like shy child.
Is it because you yourself were a shy child and it took a little while to climb outside that box so that you know the journey, right? And I think this ties in with empathy. It's empathy of understanding how somebody else's psychology works so that you can nurture their development as part of yours and your development as part of theirs, right? Yeah.
I always feel more connected to young people. With Empathy for Youth, I'm using myself as a case study. I look back to what my problems were to be able to understand and empathize with my students more. And it brings back to my drama classes where I feel most comfortable being around them to explore myself as an artist rather than discovering or rediscovering myself with adults. I feel like I have to prep myself with the children first and then, gather my strength and then go out to the world.
You worked in an international school where you were head of department. You had which subjects under you?
I had music and drama under my department.
And as a department head in an international school, what kind of pressure can you expect? We've both encountered similar situations working in international schools in Malaysia. You've got to somehow accommodate all the subjects and show the value and the worth to the parents quite often. There's quite a bit of pressure there. How did you find that? Was it a challenge?
Pressure.
Well,
for an international school, having a drama program in their school is like an investment, You need to have an extra something to attract clients to come in. So it's always about how much can we reap from drama performances and classes. Yeah, I made sure that every time I produced something, even in class, I would, record and document and then send it to my boss. It worked really well. And I was kind of like immune in the end, I could do whatever I want. For example, halfway in, like I decided to pierce my eyebrow and I didn't get fired or anything. Nobody said anything. And kids loved my drama classes. Yeah, but the only challenge is expectations, I think. And I had to work with like a very limited budget each year. I thought I was okay because, before this, I was also struggling as an independent theater director. So I could, do whatever within my own means. So it wasn't really a problem for me. But the issue with working in an international school is definitely, the system itself, Although I had a lot of freedom to explore my art, I was given a studio and I had my own space to create with the students. Yeah, the system, a lot of administrative work. Yeah, they were very much money-minded, Everything was about money. And the value of education was
all about the KPIs.
Deteriorating at one point. Yeah, it was taken away. So I thought, nah,
You've worked not only in Asia, you've worked in Africa as well. Yeah. How did you find the cultural difference between Asian schools, African schools, Asian culture, African culture, students, parents? Is there a contrast or is it similar?
And definitely different. So when I was in Senegal, I taught English, drama, and spoken word. So imagine teaching children with artistic cells already in their blood, like, dancing and expressing themselves. It was very difficult because, I had my own style and, I'm Asian, I'm a woman, I'm small, and I don't sound that big, and I don't beat them up if they don't follow what I say, because they still practice corporal punishment. And yes, so I really had to try hard to create my own system so that they would listen to me and be engaged with my lessons. On the other hand, Asian children, sometimes I would have to teach them how to play because many times I saw my children when I said, okay, let's dance now, and they were just like, they were stunned and they were paralyzed. So I removed even the word dance from my classroom and used movement instead. And I said, okay, so let's just move. I'm going to play this music and let's just move, okay? And then when I stop, you stop. So I don't know, like the word dance, I think, has also been abused in their head, like.
The thing about Asia is that you've got excellent dancers and everybody else can't dance. I mean, that's what it's perceived to be. You're either a dancer or you're not at all. And if you're a dancer, you're in a small percentage of people who can do all kinds of like special dance. But if you're not a dancer, you shouldn't try it. It's that kind of attitude. But in Africa, dance is about expressing happiness and joy. And it doesn't matter if you can or can't. There is no judgment about how you dance. You just get into it.
I don't know. I had different experiences in Senegal though, because I was teaching different things, right? Yeah, with poetry. So basically, my previous school director was really, really cool. And when she looked at my portfolio, she was like, you got to be here. What do you want to teach? You want to teach drama? I'll give you classes. You want to teach spoken word? I'll give you classes. What else, Because I had two choices then, either Albania or Senegal, but I was already in Senegal, right? And she was giving me a lot of freedom to choose whatever I wanted to teach, and I loved it. She also opened a slam club for me. Even before explaining to the students what slam club was, I already had 9 sign-ups, and I was like, wow, I don't have to do anything. Like when I was in Kuala Lumpur, I had to basically open a booth and got like my minions to, champion it and tell people, like give awareness about spoken word poetry or poetry slam, because no one really knew about it. And no one was very interested because they had so many other options, right? Robotics, dance, or like cheerleading and all that. Like who would want to join a slam club? So when I was in Senegal, I saw that, 9 students. I was like, whoa, okay, this is really cool. Like, Senegalese love the slam, poetry. And then, okay, so the day came. I was in class, excited, waiting for my students to come. Nobody showed up. And then I was like, where is everyone? So I went to see the head of curriculum, and like some of the students were still on the rooftop. And yeah, like I said, hey, have you seen these students? And he was like, yeah, okay, they are here. I said, why did you come to my class? And then turned out half of them wanted to join dance club and half of them wanted to join football club, but they were full. So they were sent to my slam club. And they resisted, like they hated it and they hated me. And then
Oh
and can
no,
you imagine, like, well,
it wasn't their choice at all.
yeah, so they were sent to me. They were like the leftover kids.
Oh.
And I was the collector. I had to really work it out. Like, I tried my very best to make these children feel like they want to be there, So I was like, okay, I showed them videos of spoken word and dance, and they could incorporate it. And I told them, what do you want to talk about? Let's talk about your hair, because Africans, right? Like, hair is super important. And if you ask one African
crowning glory,
yeah, about their hair, they can give you like, a day lecture. So I said, yeah, talk about hair. And then they did an amazing performance about hair in a spoken word form with like some movement and all that. And it was really nice. And I got them to collaborate with the dance club. So it was good. But in the second term, they were like, I want to go for dance, and can we? And then say, yeah, you tried. I'm gonna sign it. Okay, go. They tried. They did. It was good. But the other boys remained. So they wanted to go to football club, and then they were like, I don't know, But I knew they liked hip hop.
Yes,
of course. Yeah. And then this like pencil thing. Kids, they love playing with this pencil thing, right? So I asked them to make beats, and I asked them improvise and rap. Yeah, it worked really well. But interestingly, at the beginning, they only spoke about like, I want to drive a Cadillac. I want like women, and very Americanized, although they don't speak English well. Their second language is French, right?
So Senegalese is their first language.
They have four native languages. One of like the biggest is Wolof, I think, and then the second language is French. But the medium of conversation normally daily is in French.
You also had a project with Wayang Kulit. How did that come about? Because I realized after looking at your posts on social media, it involved the Malaysian High Commission. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was in Berlin.
What happened?
Yeah,
that was in Berlin. Okay.
Yeah, that was in Berlin.
So what happened there? Tell us the story of that.
So this is what I do. Like whenever I live somewhere new, I would always go to the embassy first just to see like what's up, and get in touch with the people. Yeah, because it's very important. Like your government needs to know where you are, in case of like emergencies. So that's what I did. I went to the embassy and I got in touch with the people, and they made me an EXCO member of Malaysia Berlin Club. Yeah, it was very easy for me to move around. One day I got a call and they asked if I could direct a Wayang Kulit theatre show with the expat children in Berlin. So I said, yes, why not? And in Senegal, I got to meet the ambassador also, and Tun Mahathir was coming. So they wanted me to create Wayang Kulit show there also with my students. So can you imagine like Senegalese children playing Wayang Kulit? It's, yeah.
Do we want to explain what is playing Wayang Kulit for the non-Asian audience? What is Wayang Kulit? Okay. And how do you play it?
Yeah, Wayang Kulit is basically, shadow puppetry, but we have our own characters. It's similar to what the Javanese have, and also Cambodia, also Southeast Asia, basically, we have our own unique characters. Yeah, it's basically shadow puppetry.
In Europe, they might just say shadow puppets. In the US, UK, they just say it's shadow puppet, but the word is actually Wayang Kulit, which means...
Wayang is, play, cinema.
And Kulit is...
Skin. Yeah, our puppets are originally made of cow skin or like goat skin. Basically, I made the students stage their own Wayang Kulit show. They wrote the script themselves using some improv technique. I replicated, the same workshop for adults too, for the international community of Berlin. Yeah, it was really, really fun.
And other things that you do when there's no COVID, you do go to Bali.
Oh, the Ubud Readers Festival.
It's another world. 2020's changed everything. You would have been there this year as well, right? If you had being able to fly?
I can't be anywhere. I'm supposed to go back to China, next week, but my flight has been cancelled today, and I don't know what to do. I paid a lot of money for it. I don't think it's gonna get reimbursed.
And you were going to China for a teaching job, is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
you're under contract there.
I still have a few months left, and my boss wants me to continue. So basically, I was already working. So after Senegal chapter was over, I went to China to teach. I came back for Chinese New Year's, and yeah, COVID happened. I kind of lost my job also. And now that China is back to normal, everyone is expecting me to go back, but tickets are crazy expensive.
And you spent a huge amount of money on a ticket that would have taken, instead of 4 hours, it takes 15 hours to get there. And now, today you heard it's cancelled because the airline might not continue. That's what's happening. So even drama teachers who work internationally are not able to do their job because they have to be there.
Yeah, they don't want things online. Many people don't want things online, but I'm trying to find my way in, because that's the only option now, right?
While you were stuck after Chinese New Year, you set up a new project online via a YouTube channel. Is that right?
I've been very interested with the teaching of empathy. Before COVID, I spent 5 years studying empathy and emotional literacy through spoken word poetry and activism. Yeah, in China, I had to teach nature studies and also English, right? Nothing to do with emotions and empathy. So I thought, this was a great time to help children to, empathize with themselves during this difficult time. So I started, and I had so much fun creating my own curriculum, because that's what I like to do, like designing creative curriculum based on what I have been practicing: spoken word, shadow puppetry, drama, improv. Like drama itself is a huge continuum or spectrum, right? You have forum theater, you have clowning theater also, and like many things. It's so diverse. So I had so much fun creating this curriculum. I didn't think that I was gonna take it seriously at the beginning though, but it took off really, really well. So within just 2 months, I had students from Senegal, Malaysia, of course, and in the US and Puerto Rico also. Yeah, it's easier, I think, because you're doing everything online, right? Yeah, that's the best thing about moving things digitally, because your access to your audience is bigger, wider.
All right, Illya Sumanto, I'm going to ask you to do a demonstration of something like poetry or spoken word.
Poetry, spoken word. Maybe we could do something that's related to empathy for youth and the curriculum. Okay, so, even in drama, right? You need to be able to understand your own emotions first, your own feelings first. And that is self-empathy. And to do that, you have to also understand the connection between your mind and your body. And I would normally begin my course with a simple guided meditation that can help you understand the connection between your body and mind. Would you like to try that, Moone?
Yes, I would love to try it. What do I do?
Okay, so let's just sit comfortably. Okay, move your shoulders to the back and to the front.
Nice.
And gently move your neck to relax a little bit. I just cracked it.
Thank you. All that tension. I was teaching online 2 hours this morning on Zoom, the year 1 and the year 3 class. Oh, nice. Do I go back the other way?
Yes, the other way.
Okay.
And then
all right.
Breathe in and breathe out. Yeah, you could close your eyes if you're comfortable. Breathe in and breathe out. All right, now I would like you to imagine the happiest moment of your life growing up. Okay, it could be on your birthday, it could be, you know, you rebelling in school with your friends, it could be, yeah, just a simple fun time with your family members, your cousins. Okay, now I would like you to think back what the smell was like when you experienced this moment. Who was there with you? And the things that you saw, bring them all back. What happened then? What were you doing? What made you really happy at this particular moment? And now I would like to invite you to observe your chest. How does your chest feel when you think about this happy moment? What about your shoulders? What about your arms and your legs? Do they feel tight or light? All right, now let's breathe in and breathe out. All right, and now you're gonna erase this memory and you're gonna bring in something new, okay? Now let's go back to a moment where something or somebody made you feel very upset. What did you feel at this moment? Angry, frustrated, feeling cheated? Think about the people who were present at this moment, the images that you saw, bring them all back. All right? And now observe your stomach. How does it feel now when you think about this particular moment? What about your underarms? What about your neck, your spine? How are they feeling at the moment? Feel all the sensations that you're feeling when you think about this particular moment that made you really upset. How does your chest feel? Does it feel tight? Does it feel free? And your hands, are they contracted? Observe every part of your body. Okay, all right, now let's take a breath together. Inhale and exhale. All right, now let's think of a beautiful flower in front of you. Okay, give it a color. And let's go closer. I can smell it already. It smells really, really nice. Now smell it. And when you're ready, gently open your eyes. And let's shake it off. All of these experiences are not yours anymore. Okay, get it out of your system. All right, now. Okay, let's breathe in one more time. Breathe in. And go, ah. Okay, let's discuss.
Oh.
Yeah, let's discuss. When you were thinking about this happy moment, right? Like, yeah, what were you thinking about and how did your body respond to it?
So you were asking about how does the chest feel? So when it was a nice, pleasurable experience, definitely an expanded, relaxed, open chest, engaging like all that's around. And in the one that made me upset, then that one was very contracted. How do my shoulders feel and my back? Well, I could feel like a relaxed supporting back when it's positive, and when the experience is negative, I could feel like tension creeping up my back. Almost like the frustration I felt was bordering irritation and anger and frustration. So I could feel it moving up my back. And then how do your hands feel? Well, they were very open in the positive experience. And in the negative experience, this person, I wanted to just punch them. I was a teenager at that experience. I felt like, oh, they completely misunderstood me. I wasn't able to explain myself because I'm speaking to a person in authority, and it was frustrating because they got everything completely wrong and decided that they were right, and it seemed like fruitless to engage. So that tension just made me feel like punching them, making them stop, but obviously I didn't. No, but obviously didn't forget it either. The positive experience, it made me feel like very open, warm. It made me feel like that I could embrace everybody. So that was nice and warm and friendly. I felt very good. It's a very sort of Stanislavski, where's the tension in, you know, your circle of attention and your emotional memory. Like, where's the tension in your body? If you regress your emotion to a particular place, you can draw from particular parts of your physicality the tension of the body and use that in
your acting.
Yeah.
So this is what I do, you know, with my kids in my drama classes. So we try to internalize first and then get them to remember and reflect on what they experienced through this guided meditation. When they have to act their character, when they have to perform, they will have to advise to emulate this meditative experiences to stage. But with empathy for youth, there's more to it. We go to another step.
It's not particularly for actors, it's for all youth. Using acting experience and knowledge. If you use the Stanislavski terminology, it makes it's difficult to put into a concept for like a healing. So it's kind of like rebrand it and utilize it for therapy, for healing.
With empathy for youth, I will tell my students afterwards, emotion, like everything that we're feeling, is like a river. They flow through us. Your emotions are suppressed, your anger, your frustration and all that. They will appear in many other ways. I'm not saying that, you know, being angry is bad, being sad is blocking. Yeah, you need to experience all this. What I'm saying is that suppressing them is not going to be healthy for you. So imagine if you don't process your emotions, you know, you will live like this, right? So contracted, like you're angry all the time, and then, you know, your body is like that. And because these suppressed emotions are not released, then they're not welcomed and they're not processed. You will live like this. So that's why you have difficulties breathing at times. It will appear and your body will respond to all these circumstances. You can get sick.
Absolutely. So knowing and being responsible for your tension, your emotional development, and knowing how to release it in a world where sometimes it's not possible to, you know, society doesn't openly teach. How do you respond emotionally to every situation? You have to wing it, basically.
Yeah, we're on our own. Because of COVID, a lot of people are anxious, not just adults, but children as well. They cannot see their friends in school and they're worried sick about their grandparents. Each of us hears bad news every day, and you don't know the tools to help you out independently to resolve your own issues, let alone your past, suppressed background stories, right? So many layers. So no wonder a lot of people are so stressed out right now.
A negative experience can be experienced differently for different people. So it's very good to have some sort of understanding of it and what we can do to navigate it. How do you think that moving forward in the 2020s, arts is going to play its role? Is it going to be as it was before, like primarily for entertainment, or is it more useful than that?
More and more people are looking into art therapy and play therapy. What I learned is that the opposite of play is not work, but depression. Can see it changing now. More and more people are looking into creative pathways to explore themselves, and not just to keep them entertained, but to honor themselves as creative beings. Like empathy for youth. You know, I did it step by step, like slowly. It's still developing. I woke up one morning and I was like, let's do this. Kids are stressed out. And I don't have a job at the moment. I can take my time to create and promote and spend time with my students. You know, since I'm not doing anything at the moment. So yeah, it happened like that, slowly, gradually.
I want to say thank you so much. But before we wrap up, how do people get in touch with you? Do you have any links that you can give us so that we can find your work?
You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, or on our website, www.empathyforyouth.com.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Illya. Such a blessing to the world. And I really hope that you can solve your travel issue so that you can get back to your job in China. It's been many months. You've been stranded. Fortunately, you're stranded in your home country, so that makes it a little bit easier. But it's not easy at all, is it? Drama teacher can't work when they're employed by an international school in another country. You're stuck. I hope everybody has some empathy for Illya, who seems to have the most amount of empathy for everybody else. Let's give empathy to Illya for this.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you so much for coming on our Moone Interviews show. And terima kasih banyak-banyak. And and let's see what the future brings. But for sure, the arts will not die. If they're going to be rebirthed, they'll be rebirthed better, bolder, and more beyond than before. Correct?
It's already happening now. People are searching.
Yes. Fantastic. Okay then. Oh, bye.
Remember to like, share, and subscribe to Moone Drama for the choicest, tastiest, most wholesome drama around.